Now, would you be so kind as I pass you over to Mr. Graham Brookland? Thank you, Graham.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and what a special occasion it is. I'm just going to go through a little bit about the history of football in Aldershot and how it's relevant to where we are and why we're here today. I think it's really important that we acknowledge that. But firstly, before we start, I just want to say a few words about another special occasion today, because we have a gentleman in this room celebrating his 50th birthday. And during my time here at the football club, he was a tremendous asset and very loyal too. There's nothing about the football club that he doesn't know, and he was the author of a fantastic book, The Phoenix Has Risen, which was detailed every player that played for this football club between 1992 and 2008. It's a fantastic book. He spent a tremendously dedicated period of time to actually get the book, and I can remember because I used to sit with him on many occasions, and he was always a bit nervous about, would the book be a success, would it be right, would it be accurate? Yes, it's accurate. B, yes, it was a success. And it was all attributed because the gentleman spent the time and effort to make sure that it succeeded. So he's here today, it's his 50th birthday, and we've got a signed shirt especially for him, and I'm going to ask one of our former players to come up, who will be formally introduced later on, but we're going to introduce him a little bit now. There's a gentleman called Mark Butler, who's here. So Mark, please could you stand up, please? Thank you. And the gentleman, if you could come please to the front here, and please give him a round of applause. 50th birthday, tremendous asset to Aldershot Town Football Club, Pete Stanford. Speech. This one first, please. Right, now, let me paint a picture of the significance of why we're celebrating today. Aldershot Football Club was formed in 1926, and it enjoyed 66 years of history. His first ever match was here on the 27th of August 1927 versus Grays Thurrock. And there's been some wonderful memories along the way. Entry to the Football League in 1932, followed becoming founder members of Division 4 when regional divisions ended in 1958. And ironically, that's the same year as we had a record 8-1 league victory against Gateshead, who we played, of course, a few nights ago. Defeating Aston Villa here in the FA Cup at the Rec in 1964. Best Lawrence, Charlton and Manchester United at the Rec in the League Cup in 1970 in front of 18,500 people. The first ever promotion in 1973. And who, for those who were there, will never forget those playoff victories versus Bolton Wanderers and Wolverhampton Wanderers in 1987. There's been some fine cup runs in the bargain too. Most notably, in 1979, which I have to say, my favourite period of being an Aldershot fan, we were seconds away from an appearance in the FA Cup quarter-final. And then, in 1992, that existence was wiped out as we became that first Football League club since Accrington Stanley, 30 years previously, to be liquidated mid-season. And it was a harrowing experience for everybody concerned at the time. And then the rebirth and a time of joy and happiness as Aldershot Town was formed in April 1992, and we started, of course, in the Isthmian League Division 3. And local derbies versus Reading were replaced with local derbies versus Camberley Town and Cove. But it was fun, and it galvanised the spirit amongst us all. 5 promotions in 16 years, with some occasions to treasure as we reached that ultimate goal of returning the name of Aldershot to the Football League. But we did that in 2008. Sadly, as we all know, the return lasted but 5 years, and it all fell apart, and we experienced the dark days of last season, and they were. We lost our league status in April, and within days entered administration. And let me tell you, when your football club is in administration, and when something that you cherish so much is hours away from extinction, you cannot describe the anguish of what you feel, because it's so important to you. And what happened in the summer was a life-changing experience for many people, and it still is. But for me, there were many reasons why Aldershot Town Football Club had to survive. A, this town can't do without a football club. It needs its football club. And B, the alternative was unthinkable for a start. But another was to ensure that the history and the experiences of 87 years, the 87 years that we've had of football in the town, could just continue. And to continue for that next generation includes that next generation. My son, who I've talked about before, 15 years old, stands on the East Bank. He would have been there today if the game had been on, of course. But to have that privilege I had as a youngster in supporting Aldershot, growing up, making friends, sharing the same goals and experiences as it becomes a focal part of your life. And whenever you mention Aldershot Town, it becomes a topic of conversation. And we are that club, and we always will be, we always have been. Because there's always a story about Aldershot Town Football Club, and it's what makes this club special. But what also makes the football club special are the characters, though, the fans and the supporters. And believe me, if ever there was an incentive for this club to survive, then it's why we're here this afternoon. Because the greatest character of them all. Many's the time when I would speak to Shahid on the phone during the summer, during those dark days that I've just talked about, and we would mention Frank Burt. Why? I'll tell you why for a start, because every time we mentioned it, it gave us a lift, especially after some difficult conversations that we had or difficult emails. It gave us a lift. And we regularly spoke about the dream, which was to see Frank celebrate his 100th birthday here today. What an occasion that would be, I said to Shahid, and what an occasion it is. Shahid, I applaud you for having the foresight to follow through the conversations we had in the summer. I know how hard you've worked to make this day happen, and it should be acknowledged because there's been an exorbitant amount of work behind the scenes that I'm aware of to make this happen. It's a shame the game wasn't on, but actually it still makes it that much more special. It's a special, special day, and you should be applauded for what you've done. There's others behind the scenes as well. There's a long list, but I know people like Paul Marcus, Mike Pusey, and many, many others have helped behind the scenes. And that's what it's all about. It's about the team as well. It's about having a team that can work together. And pulled it off today, and it's great to see. I see Victoria Rogers is here as well. Unfortunately, a lot of supporters aren't going to see this today. Hopefully they will at another stage. But I think Victoria should be applauded as well for a magnificent effort for this programme. So make no mistake about it, this is something special this afternoon. And this is where all other thoughts are cast aside today for one reason, or one reason only, to celebrate Frank's 100th birthday. What we are celebrating here today is a vision of what a football club should all be about, to share with the community and the fans, to enjoy a unique occasion for a unique and special man. Frank was at that match versus Grace Thurrock in 1927 and has been ever since. And I believe we won, Frank. We would have won today as well. And Frank has witnessed all those moments, good and bad, over 87 years. And in my time as company secretary here, my office was where the boardroom is now. And I used to love the occasions when Frank would press on the buzzer downstairs. I used to come down and we'd have a chat. And do you know what? Whenever Frank came to see me, it was always for what he could give to the football club. Always what he could do to help. He always wanted to do something that would benefit the football club, because he is that infectious, warm-hearted man that he looks. He is a sincere gentleman. So ladies and gentlemen, believe me, if we had 100 Frank Burt supporting Aldershot Town Football Club, we would never have any problems again. Today's for you, Frank. I hope you enjoy it. You really are a fantastic ambassador for this football club. To your family here today, we provide a special Aldershot welcome. And to you, Frank, this is your day, it's your occasion, and this is Aldershot Town Football Club's way to say thank you and have a happy 100th birthday. So ladies and gentlemen, Frank Burt.